no idea if this looks good. Hello everybody, I am Nasir TwoHatzz, and know what you're thinking. First things first, no, this microphone is not connected to anything. This is just for aesthetics. And I know the second question you're thinking is, why the hell are you in a suit? And to that I say, do I not look dapper as hell? Like, you seeing this? Like, come on, I know I look good in this. You see it? Point is, I know you have many questions on why I'm recording this video, and I can't fucking see because it's projected. So to keep you distracted from all those questions, we have a nice selection of brand right here. We got some Family Guy clips. You can't see this, but there's some TikTok compilation. There's Young Sheldon, some Simpsons. He's doing or something. I don't know. We got mobile games. We got funny dogs, hydraulic press. There's some soap cutting behind me. We got South Park video game gameplay and some Subway stuff. All the classics. Now, I wish you had some Minecraft hardcore. I might superimpose some of that over something here. Something here could go, but I don't know what. Anywho, the reason I'm here is because we are hosting a very special episode of the TwoHatzz cooking show. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's been so long since your last cooking video. It's been like 3 years. And that's true. It's been like 3 years since I made my famous TikTok 5-part Thanksgiving series. However, this is a very special episode here because I am cooking something that you've never seen me cook before. And I know what you're thinking. You haven't seen me cook much outside of the TwoHatzz Thanksgiving cooking special. Fair. Stop asking questions. So, we are going to be making Rotel dip. Know what you're thinking? Why are you making that? Is it a special occasion, a party, some kind of celebration happening? No. I was craving it, so I'm making it. I don't know why I'm still holding the mic. Anywho, so Rotel dip is a common black staple in places like baby showers or Super Bowl parties, birthday, any party where black people have an excuse to make food. It consists of Rotel. Rotel is a brand of diced tomatoes and green chilies. However, we are not using those today because I'm not paying an extra $1 for a brand name. And it's also usually made with Velveeta, milk cheese, you know, the block, the joint, those things. We're also not using that because I'm not paying extra for cheese. Those are really just two main ingredients outside of, you know, maybe meat. And it's usually, as I said, served as a dip, so chips are usually required here. And we do have those, as you will see later. But for right now, I just want to give you a brief rundown of that real quick, and you can take a quick look at the brand route. Look, they got some coins. They completed some missions over there. Bart softened the Homer and stuff. They got Stewie and South Park and hydraulic press, and oh, somebody fell. Somebody fell over there. I don't know if you have to see that. Somebody fell. All right, back to you in the kitchen.
All right, let's get started with the list of ingredients that we have for this dip today. So up first, we have this great value can of fire roasted tomatoes in green chilies. And we also have a second can of that. And then next, we have a block of melt and dip easy melt cheese, which is just great value Velveeta. Next on our list, we have great value cream cheese. This is another semi-important ingredient, as a good flavor to the dip itself. And then we also have a can of evaporated milk. This is just to loosen things up a little bit. And then we also have a packet of taco seasoning. This is just because that's a simpler process than seasoning everything normally. And then last but certainly not least, the protein for this dip, ground turkey. I'm using ground turkey because ground beef is super expensive and it's wet because it is still defrosting. But those are the main ingredients here. So now let us move on to the cooking process. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is turn that stove onto medium-high heat so that we can begin cooking. And then what we're going to do is we're gonna take a nice big pot. I wanted to use a different one, but we're gonna put this pot on the stove, and then we're going to get our turkey. So we're gonna go ahead and open that up, nice like that. And after that, we are going to take said turkey and we are going to slide that right into the pot. We're gonna go ahead and get that mashed up a little bit. And make sure you don't forget to wash that cutting board just to make sure everything is nice and clean, because we are going to be using this again. And then we are going to make sure that we cook that turkey until it is nice and brown. Once it's nice and brown, we're going to add in that taco seasoning mix that I mentioned earlier. Once we have that added in, we are going to add just a little bit of black pepper for a little bit of extra taste. And then we're going to add that can of evaporated milk. Ignore that I'm holding the lid because I accidentally cut it all the way open. Once you have that poured all the way in, you are going to stir it up to get that seasoning mix nice and incorporated in there. And you're going to then be left with a nice thick little sauce. Then we're going to start on the cheese. Going to cut that open. Bow. And then we're going to start with the cream cheese. We're going to get that and we're going to cut that open. Bow. Now, once we have all that cheese nice and cubed up, what we are going to do next, we are going to take that cutting board and we are going to slide all that cheese into the pot. Get in there. Get in there, little cheese. Yeah, get in there. I know you see the soup. Come on, you see the soup with the apron over it with the headphone? Come on, you can't say that's not drip. Can't say that's not drip. Come on, look at me, man. You know I got that on me. Slide in. I don't know why I didn't just use my hands and I kept using the spatula. It's like the longest clip here. Just one long take. There we go. Now all that cheese is in there, we are going to stir that around and hope the pot stops spinning, but we're going to stir that all around until the cheese gets nice and melty. All right, now once that cheese is all nice and melted, look at how good that looks. What we are going to then do, we're going to take those cans of the fire roasted tomatoes with those diced green chilies. We're going to dump both of those cans in. And then, just like before, we are going to stir that up. Then we're going to let it simmer for a little bit. And look at how it turned out nice and thick. Look at that. Wow. I don't know why I growled, but now we're going to take a nice big scoop. I didn't like that scoop. Let me double dip, get a bigger scoop. And then we're going to get that taste test in. And that is how you make Rotel dip. Thank you for watching. 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 Thank you.